Dude, we talked about this. I can't be the only one that starts these podcasts. Oh shit, we're on. Okay, all right. I'll do this. Hey guys, what's up? Time for the SGL podcast. Back at you with another episode, scuffed as ever. Um, we are in depression, tired, but it's the end of the season. We got stuff to talk about. We gotta grind out at least a couple more of these. Luis.
Listen, you can always be the one to start it, okay? As much as we talk about it, that's your role, all right? You're the starting pitcher, bro. I'm the closer, so
All right, I'll take the role of Paul Skeens. You know how it is.
yeah.
Wait,
I'll take. I was gonna say, is the Pirates closer good? I don't know if the Pirates closer's any good, so
nope. Comes out to Renegade, and he's a local guy, but yet his ass cannot close a game.
well. I wish my team could hit the baseball. The Rangers pitch really well, Debit. I think we're top 2 in ERA, but we're bottom 2 in batting average. So, yeah.
You want to take a guess at who's bottom 1?
Yeah, the team from PA, not the one from the east side.
Not even from Colorado.
God.
The one that's 9-50, by the way.
Nice.
Lovely. Yeah, some generational ineptitude over here, but somehow not the worst out of all. We're so slow to start this podcast. I didn't even put my usual emote spam in, so I'm just feeling so slow right now. 10-50. Raw Dog, they won today? Holy crap. I'm glad I didn't bet on them.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get a federal investigation into the Colorado Rockies, man. I mean, that's a badly run club right there. I mean, I feel bad for their fans.
Don't have to feel bad for the fans of SGL though. They got to witness a lot of good stuff this past week. The Cup, for only having 3 matches, surprisingly has generated a lot of content, even though one of those matchups was streamed on your channel super last second. So we still got a bunch to talk about as far as review goes. I'll ask you more as far as your series goes, but yeah, just to start off, we had a Cup week this past week. We only have 1 matchup in the championship and then 2 in the Premier. It's a loser's bracket, time to grind through. Championship brackets coming up on your screen right now. As you see, Los Verdes taking down EC Defiance 4-1. And I don't know if you got an opportunity to... Wait, no, you did commentate that series, right? Because you were waiting for all of Los Verdes to come in and ruin the interview, right?
Yeah, it was a good series. I mean, listen, Los Verdes, they've been on the up, and I think they just keep playing better. You know, they had the result against your team. They looked really good in this series, and I believe they also played tonight in the regular season, so against ECD. So, yeah, all in all, Los Verdes, they're really making the case for that number 3 spot in terms of our power rankings, I bet.
So yeah, you really do bring up a good point with them being on the rise, and especially with them playing tonight. That brings up another good point. Yes, they are going to be playing after this stream, or at least a little bit of a be right back before we get to that. But yes, they will be playing ECD again. So if you missed out on the Cup last week, don't worry. You get to watch it all again. Maybe they'll get to put up their Xbox usernames that may or may not be asterisks out by the time you watch the entire series. But yeah, no, really impressive all things considered. This Los Verdes team is catching fire at the right time, I guess you should say. Get to go in a match against Steel Army, who basically have their toughest test of the season upcoming, and then they have to go play a lower final against Los Verdes, and then potentially move on to a grand final against the team that they're going to be playing in Week 9. Yeah, they're probably catching a lot of stuff at the right time just to make an upset here in the Cup.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of one of the beauties of the Cup, right? I mean, we saw it in a different way last year with the playoffs, right? We saw like a team like Timbers Army last season in the Cup format. I mean, those guys really excelled, whereas in the regular season, they didn't kind of live up to that height. And so, yeah, Los Verdes just copying a little bit of the TA playbook from last season, and yeah, they look great. And of course, yeah, like you said, I mean, these guys aren't going to be competing for the league title, but there is a trophy on the line here that they're still in the running for. So, um, even those last few league games are going to be really important for them in terms of momentum going into that those final stages of the cup.
Speaking of Los Verdes, we do have a rep in here. We do have Devin in chat right now saying no more Xbox usernames, and then promising to return them back to glory if things go sour tonight. So, uh, they should just stay. They should just stay in the basement. I think they did good. It's time to hold them as like a family heirloom and like look back on fondly. But I wouldn't recommend bringing them back out. That's at least just my take. Looking at what we got over here, I would like to not see those usernames again. Especially whenever Stroker put Sussy in his name afterwards. I was intrigued whenever I saw that one. I'll just say that. But just keep playing confidently. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Los Verdes have always had some of the most interesting names, unique names in our league. I mean, Devin's father, who's in, obviously Devin's in chat right now. Devin's father's had some interesting names. It's his son has. You mentioned Mr. Stroker, and then of course David. I mean, David. You never know what he's gonna say, so or what his name's gonna be. So yeah, that team keeps surprising us with the names, um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to how they play tonight. To see if ECD can get the revenge in just a series where it's 3v3, or if Los Verdes are really just cementing themselves in that third spot.
Yeah, exactly. Just want to shout out all the people who are joining in chat right now. Been seeing you flooding in as the time has gone by. Get to see Raisin Boy, my teammate, in chat. Lovely to see you again after this weekend. Devin again, Rydog, Ponesy coming into chat. Don't know if we'll see him on the pitch this week because I know he's pretty busy, but yeah, we'll continue seeing you along. Caesar announcing his presence with just his name. Simplicity. Always the best thing to do whenever coming to a chat. So welcome on in, everybody. We just about wrapped up talk about the championship. As far as the cup bracket goes, we are going to be shifting into the Premier because that is our next highlight that we're going to be looking at over here. One that we previewed a little bit before, and we had no idea how this was going to go. But and I'll have you speak to the El Matador series, taking down EC Eternal 4-1 in a way closer series than I thought it would be. And then EC Eternal, once again, where Toad is in a Game 7 situation, he is taking down the opponent this time instead of commentating.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight Ponesy, saying Caesar's like a Pokemon, and I mean, he basically is. I mean, he's the humanoid version of a Pokemon, so whatever humanoid version of the real life series games. I mean, you can just call him any of those Pokemon. Probably Doctor Mime, or did I say Doctor Mime? Mr. Mime. Sorry.
Dr. Mime, oh my gosh.
I, I watched Doctor Strange today, so that's probably why I just said that. But uh, yeah, I don't know. I think for our series against EC Eternal, good close series. In the end, EM do walk away with it, and EC Eternal. I mean, even in the league game, apart from game one, because this is a back-to-back, by the way, for EM and EC Eternals. They faced in the league, and then they faced in the cup. And although EM won both series, I mean, really close in terms of the scoreline. So EC Eternal, yeah, playing way better than they were at the beginning of the season. So might just come down to a few little changes for them to kind of get over the line and start winning some of these series against the top teams. So, but yeah.
Say well done to them, especially after watching that Wicca Huey Kiwi lineup go out there 3v3 against them. Lovely game to watch. I don't know if you end up having that on your channel right now, which I assume you probably do for a little bit of time. Definitely go back and watch that if you can.
Yeah, actually, I probably need to post that VOD. Unfortunately, it does have copyrighted music, so it's probably cooked. But yeah, I can post it just to watch the gameplay or whatnot. But
Nice.
I need to do what like Fear does, Fear, and like a couple other like Rocket League streamers, they have good non-copyrighted music, which I feel like it's hard to find. Especially because like so much of the non-copyrighted music nowadays is just like AI generated like crap. So
Yeah, it's just not good.
yeah, I don't know, but I do need to find might just copy Fear. Fuck it, I'm stealing his playlist.
We got some
But
recommendation.
yeah, the NCS stuff. I mean, yeah, so it's good. I don't know. I wish there was like non-basic EDM copyrighted music that was decent. Does that make sense? I don't know, but yeah.
We will own nothing and love it. But speaking of that, because that's a wonderful transition into reviewing this next series, ECRC going up against the locals, taking it down in a game 7. This is one that I had the pleasure of casting. One that I was really pleasantly surprised, especially after seeing new guests from the locals. Quite notably, some devs over from the San Diego area popping into this local squad, getting their cup debut, which is really exciting for like a mid-season ad, and especially taking this powerful squad that's kind of been on a roll as of recently, solidifying their spot continuously as the top team within this league. I was really impressed with their performance, all things considered, especially that 1v1 between the Duck and Gojo. I believe that was a 4-0 down and comeback that Meki Ducky went up on. Come back
Yeah,
to win 5-4.
yeah. I mean, Meki Ducky. I mean, that's one of the things in 1v1. Like, even when we were watching that series, I mean, when you're down 4 goals with a couple minutes left, I mean, that's just such a long time in 1v1. And I think he did end up bringing it back closer before the 2-minute mark, but just goes to show you that in 1v1, like even if you're down by 4, 5, 6 goals, if there's a bunch of minutes left in the game, I mean, you're still in it. And Meki Ducky, no stranger to playing in 1v1, so that was super entertaining. And yeah, Gojo almost got the best of him there. And yeah, overall, I mean, just entertaining series in general. Probably wouldn't have had the locals going to 7 before that series started, Debit, but yeah, good for them. You know, coming off a loss against the Rebellion as well. So. Yeah, good bounce back, but in the end, ECRC found a way, and yeah, they move on to face EM in the lower semis.
Yeah, this might be one of the most stacked top fours I can see up to this point. I know Timber's Army haven't had the best of luck with league play as of recently, but this cup opportunity or this cup competition is their best way to make a statement on the league, even with the extra modes coming into play. I mean, this is this was both of our teams predicted to. Wait, no, did you predict ECRC in the cup?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they're still in
Okay.
it, so yeah, they still have a chance.
Yeah, they definitely still are in it, but they gotta go through a gauntlet just to get to that point. The pick of the cauldron is still going far, so we'll see how they do against Timber's Army. Timber's Army, yeah, this is their opportunity to shine. This is basically their competition left to make that statement on SGL as bringing in new player Loy Boy, competing with Nelly for most goals on that team while Rydog's trying to just make all the space available for his teammates. This should be fun to watch as I know we're approaching another league week so far, but yeah, this premiere is probably going to be one of the most fun couple weeks we'll be seeing for these competitions.
Yeah, and
Rydog charge?
I was gonna say even Timber's Army. I mean, that game in last week against ECRC was for most people a nail in the coffin for their league campaign, but there's still plausible, at least conceivable ways for them to kind of get back in the title race. So the odds aren't really in their favor there in terms of controlling their own destiny, but there's still legitimate ways in which you could see them kind of clawing their way back if some results go their way. And so yeah, still a lot to play for them on both in both competitions. But I mean, like you said, obviously this is the best chance they have at a trophy this season here in the Cup, especially given when you have a player like Loy Boy, you get to pick those extra game modes that have a lot more space for him. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, look forward to TA continue to dominate as they play the Casey Cauldron.
Exactly, and I can't wait to look for that one over here. But yeah, that's all we had for last week. A little bit of a shorter week this time around. So not as much action to see at this given moment. But honestly, it was not short of content to generate because after looking through, we somehow still had about like a normal amount of clips for all the games that we had, which is really impressive considering that we really only had 2 games to pick from because we don't have your stream to pick from.
True.
So we really only have ECRC locals and then Los Verdes versus EC Defiance. So whenever we get those loaded up for you over here, I mean, it's just time to react then because we're kind of buzzing through this podcast episode as far as what we got for you tonight before we move back to league play.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and of course, you did mention that they're just so
Let's watch
interchangeable.
these
and
clips,
so
baby.
I assume we'll be seeing.
Oh yeah,
players
start with
as
some
well.
championship. My
Sometime
favorite
in
league.
this series,
No
but
bias.
Banana already killing people and Nose with
Ooh.
an amazing flick. That's 1-0.
See, he's underrated. Nose is, I think,
Yeah,
last I checked,
Nose.
he's like the same rank. as
Nose has been
Bert.
really good. Remember we had
I
that
think
clip of
they're
him last week with that double
champ
tap,
ones.
and
And
Gosh,
he
Nose
yeah.
just
has been
continues
hanging
to
on
be
it. I'll call him David.
such an
before I
excellent
call him
player
Bomb
for E
Flat.
ECD.
Honestly, a
Speaking of
generational,
the
just
devil,
sort of like
David
upbringing
Papa is
of
putting
Nose
in the
always
first
knows.
goal.
And now we
It's kinda
have
unlucky
all
for
the
the
asterisks in the world
Green Mario in that.
scoring
He just had
against
some
CC
luck.
Defiance.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Okay,
I
this was
don't
the
either.
After Dark
That
stream,
was,
wasn't it?
Yeah, there were
feel
some
like we're
unfortunate
feeding
audio
into it, but
issues
it's
with
not-
our
That's
with our
unhealthy.
stream.
You know,
This-
it's like schizophrenic.
stream
Like, you're
debit.
supposed to.
There was some weird
calmly
bumbleclot stuff going on.
steer them away from.
It
their
made its way onto the
madness, but
stream.
It's all right.
If there's
I
one
think I remember
person
just
in SGL that does
escaping the
not need his
chat
ego
while
inflated
watching you guys just
anymore
react to
is
everything.
this
Oh,
guy
okay.
just
A
scored.
dunk.
Wow. Oh, it's happening again.
Gosh,
no.
again.
I'm
commission-
Producer was
involved.
having all the fun in
Yeah.
the world with this
Adam
one.
Silver is. Yeah, the bumbleclot agenda.
Yeah,
is very,
that's one way to put it.
very,
And
annoying.
obviously David's been on this Jamaican arc
anyways,
of his,
it's
so
2-2
he's
and Los Verdes have completely turned
yeah,
this, series,
I don't know.
this game one around. And
I don't know when this Jamaican arc's gonna end, and we're gonna have a
Oh,
new
we're
arc,
already
but
on?
Yeah,
Is it-
the
I
quickest.
don't know.
Yeah,
bounty.
maybe once he finally learns patois, maybe
Okay, so
he'll
we haven't heard
be
it
out of
again
here.
for that, so that's
But
progress.
won't stop his
Progress
team
is
from
real.
setting
It
up
is
all the
progress,
good
but
shots from
speaking
right now,
about it, I
especially
think
from that
draws
guy
them-
named Devin 420
draws them
out on the
closer,
field.
so-
So
Yeah, the one good thing about being 12
yeah, see
years
Devin's
old
in
is the
chat. I
mechs are usually
mean,
pretty
listen,
good, and
Devin's
David
been
misses,
Devin
and
was their
Devin's
best player
there,
in
and
the
he recovers
series. I
really
mean, there's
well.
no
The
doubt
MLG
about
got
it.
himself. And
Maz,
well
put a
well
question,
played by
was
him. I
Devin
think so
carrying
far
Palace
he's
in that
probably been the
series? I
best
mean,
player
Devin
on
was the
Los
carry.
Verdes'
Devin
side.
was playing awesome.
Oh, he
so
slots it.
if you're Los Verdes,
Devin!
Devin, and you can have someone
That's a
carrying
nice
other than
play. You could even see
Palace,
that
I
one show
mean,
up on the highlights.
that makes Los
so
Verdes a lot more scary
I'll
than they
say,
used to be.
take now to say something
exactly,
out of
like you're giving
pocket, but
Devin the freedom to move
Devin,
around.
I
You
didn't
get goals
think
like
he was
this.
like 12. I always thought he was like a 35-year-old actuary type fellow.
Also helps when you're like 12 years
So
old
to,
and
to learn that he's on the
The
upper
fresh,
side.
the fresh ability on the
Devin.
mechanics. So
No, he's
youth
going
is good in
into
this
Narnia.
in this esports. So.
He's taking the route through the closet.
And Los
Parks
Verdes
is
are
out.
definitely that.
So we'll see
the
if
wisdom
he
of
rejoins
Palace, the
real quickly here.
the
We're
mentally
past the 30
12-year-old,
seconds where you can ask
along
for a
with
serve
the literal
reset, so
12-year-olds over
This
there.
is what we got.
And that's the second goal to death that they've Oh, they're allowing him to get a free goal. W
that is-
sportsmanship.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and of course we've seen this a couple of times now, Deb. But
Yeah,
I believe
W
one was in a black and
sportsmanship.
gold game as
Of course,
well against I
Parks,
forgot who,
I
but
believe he's an Xbox
yeah, some
player
good
and
sportsmanship coming out from
I guess
the
Psyonix
SGL
doesn't like Xbox players,
community,
so
man.
W sportsmanship
With
from
these
Los
these
Verdes.
disconnects that do tend to happen.
be
I
honest,
believe
they
for
don't really
Xbox
like
players
any
a
kind
lot
of
more than
players these
anybody
days,
else. But yeah, good to
This
see the
was
good
like a
sportsmanship.
top 2 sportsmanship.
Yeah, it sucks to see that
SGL this season.
Epic really need to fix their stuff
Oh, and
with
no,
save.
what a
Xbox.
save.
But
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. where
like you
we've had
said,
some
at least we got
teams
the
give
players
up
the
goals right
recognition
after,
to
The redirect was there.
either willingly or
Classic ECRC
unwillingly
was
just
looking
not
at each
score
other
at the time.
downfield,
Because I know it
so you
happened
could
to
end
us
up
as
getting
well.
This one. But man, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I can't do this, guys.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
can't do this
God.
anymore.
This
There's no
series
points. There's
was,
no points. They keep scoring.
This series was phenomenal, like we mentioned, and
enjoy the show,
um,
Debit, and enjoy
yeah, always
the
good
show,
to see
chat.
new players
These
in
are
the
some
league,
awesome
Debit,
finishes.
and
We're not talking about sloppy defending. We're not
yeah, I think for the
talking
locals,
about
those
silly
new
errors.
players might be a
We are
catalyst, kind of get
talking
them going
about
in the right
high-quality
direction. You know what I
finishes.
mean? So
Absolutely, and you know what?
Definitely a
I love the
catalyst.
last bait
This
of
game
both
one
these
was
teams,
so
and
dumb, by the way.
jump
Maz and I had
marbles.
no
Meanwhile,
time to
continue
talk
goal
about
scoring.
anything
Four.
because they just kept scoring
1-0 to the
back and
Locals.
forth. Every
Man,
time we
this-
had
this
1
kinda
point to
reminded me
talk
of something
about,
like KJ
it was
out
already
here.
just,
Not only just
nope,
nutmeg
time
design,
for another
but just
goal.
the fact you
Shea
just
bomb,
smack the ball right
placement.
there. That's a lot of power.
You
going
saw
for
it with
the
that
shot.
last
Not
goal.
much the
I literally
ECRC
just
can
gave
do
up.
on that
Said,
one.
I'm done talking. I'm just gonna let the
One
play
nothing.
carry it from there.
Maybe a little bit of a shock, but you know, I'm still waiting for
yeah,
the
it's
ECRC
safe to say
turnaround.
no
I'm still
defense was
holding
played
to
in
the
game number
action.
1 of this series,
ECRC
but
slowly getting back into it.
I think
Ball
as a
played out to
viewing
Howling.
audience,
Boost
I think
in
a
the
lot of
middle.
goals is
Smashing
fun.
going in front, boom! Set, and Howling Moon gets one back for ECRC, and he has Smashly to thank for this.
My goodness, I'm about to say you
Just
you can't
skimming
talk
off
about
the
this
top.
goal
Oh my
without
gosh.
Smashley
Yeah, that
rising
bump.
up, getting the boost, and then just hopping straight down.
Yeah,
Get
Smashley is
out
so
of
good
here,
at all
Ducky.
the
It is
the
Howling-
things that you would
get
kind
out
of
of here,
characterize as
Ducky. It is
intangibles, right?
Howling
And that's like a
Moon
perfect example,
time
you
to
know.
score a goal.
Might not do a triple
Different
flip
speeds
ECRC
too.
are
reset,
good
but
at this one. The mood has
yeah, no
changed a
triple flip
lot
resets from
since
Smashley,
that
but
1v1 happened.
he does all the
Definitely
little
not as
things
many
that, like,
goals, but as I say that,
make
the
your team-
caster curse comes in
Yeah, make your
hot.
team win.
Mechanical Duck gets the third.
And you know what that means?
Just like that, the recommendation for the Dominus by
Stephen P. Smith.
a couple players in this league that are very fond of this car. Oh gosh, there I am again. Freaking hell.
Nice solo play right there. Getting back into it.
yeah, obviously I'm a
Ruining my
Dominus
train of thought.
hater. I'm a Dominus hater, Debit, so
My
I do
face has
prefer him
made
on
so
other
many
cars,
appearances
but
on this. I
I think there's a guy named Serrano TM that really likes it.
Chat,
So.
have fun with this.
Yeah, good to see
That,
it.
that dude
Just
might
keep
be
showing
a poser for the Dominus
this
over
duck-like
here, but at
figure
least
at
Mecky
Dominus
Ducky, like he's been
in a V1
consistently in there,
decal,
you know.
as the locals
Thor
are
and Gold has
really
been
good lead
consistently
going toward
in
that
a
final
Dominus
minute.
the
Okay,
entire
nope,
time.
Don't own goal. Don't cast or curse me on saying that you guys have a good lead. Come on, man.
It's okay, you got away with it right now.
Yep,
But
that's the only reason I didn't like this series for commentating, but it didn't stop on entertainment.
This is the Mecky Ducky show. The duck has arrived.
Yeah, and listen, Mecky Ducky, man. I mean, haven't really seen the same level from him as last season, but I mean, he was cooking in this series, Debit. He was
My
back
goodness,
to his old ways.
when in doubt,
Yeah, pretty much
Call
like
the
no matter
duck.
who he was playing with. Like, I know
1-800
Doughboy
duck.
took like
he's
a
there and
backstep
ready.
in this series,
With
ended up
one,
coming in like
with
for the
another
last
team.
game.
So can we still
Dude, like
see
no matter who he was
Locals
with,
come back?
he was just
Clutch
delivering
save
so
by
much
Ducky
for
right here.
this
Not
local
over yet.
side.
Gojo faking the duck.
Oh, no bump?
Gojo
Oh,
showing his magic. We're not even a minute into this game, Debit. And it's
Yeah,
already 4-0
Gojo,
to
much like the
ECRC.
Death Star, made
Oh, and Shea Bomb after getting
made
beat,
those opponents
nearly
go
had
away. I
Gojo,
mean, that
like,
was
3 times
cool,
on this
calm, and
one.
collected
With
by
the bump.
by
Toad
G
and
period
Howling
there.
Moon. And Debit, not gonna lie, I feel like this might become a cagey game, given how good both of these sides have looked with their best players on. And so far, an opening for the locals.
the
but
opening.
Gojo
Oh my gosh.
gets in
I
at
forgot the
perfect
defense
time.
that ended up showing up in this
Oh, man, you
series.
thought that was
That Toad
clear
Death
in
save
at that
calculated.
Point. Save off the line by Toad Death on a basically
Yeah, I mean Toad as
Seemingly
well. He's another one of those
100%
players that
scoreable.
not the
The
flashiest,
clearance.
but like one of the best players in
My
SGL. You
goodness.
know, and,
Yeah, literally,
I
it's
mean
just been like
he's basically
it's
Smashly on
honestly been
steroids in
really
my opinion.
calculated
Like,
use of items so far. We're winning
that's
for
kind of
some
how I
spike goals. We
characterize
see a lot
Toad.
of
And,
good bumps out. We
yeah,
see
he was
some
tremendous
some
at the end of the
boots go
series
over here.
too.
Oh my
for
gosh, a
ECRC.
steal with the spikes, but he's stuck on the ground right now because of where the
I forgot this
ball's
was like
stuck to
a
him.
throwaway
But it's
take
still a
where we're
really
just
good
like
save
said
out here
F
by
it, we're gonna
Gwamm.
try for it.
This is absolutely insane. I mean, we're seeing the best usage of Isaac pass to
Dude, I thought
Yeah,
he
of
was
course. I think
actually
Rumble
about
probably
to,
the
like, pass
least
that
pick
to
extra
himself.
game mode so far in the cup, or
that-
at least
oh
one
my-
of Debit. So to see
no.
Rumble on the field, I mean,
Oh no!
even though I hate it, it's good to see, man. Change it up a little bit, and
Yo,
I mean, you saw on that one just a clutch ice save.
I'm just
Which is-
surprised that the ball drops.
Okay, now
Like
I'm
I
flabbergasted.
forgot that like
something
it,
this.
it can just
No, he
stop
had the
but also
block
just
himself.
drop.
Back the other
even
way.
though
Oh, yeah.
it's frozen.
This is how the first goal.
that is insane.
Okay.
Like this
now-
game
now I'm
delivered,
flabbergasted.
and
Okay,
I was
something
pleasantly
like this.
surprised.
No, he had the blocking himself. Back the other way. No, this is how the first goal goes.
He got the first goal.
So good.
This is absolute
This is so good.
Insanity.
This is just me being
Absolute
dumbfounded
chaos.
at this game
And
at this
dare
point because I
say it,
didn't know it
Devin.
could get this way.
Absolute
That's just how
chaos.
these two teams were. Oh, you might have to bring it up. Raisin Boy saying, how could you not be romantic about Rumble? Because I don't ever see the game like this. Throwing up a
I
cinema.
never see the good stuff. This is the good stuff.
I wonder if Serrano was in
Listen.
Twitch chat for this game. I
Seconds left.
want to hear what
Maybe
the Rumble
miracles
main
can be
has
had
to
in a
say.
game like Rumble. It's not
About
I
looking
what
almost
we
want to
saw.
say he was,
Okay,
but I
never
can't
mind.
remember.
Doughboy has saved that off the line. Game 7 incoming. Doesn't matter if that goal by Gojo was honestly the most impressive thing about this game so far.
Wait.
We are going to game 7.
That's
Yeah.
the most impressive thing. I have to break that out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't
You
dispute
didn't
that.
think
That was like a
all
solo
the
play
players
essentially in
were
Rumble.
not impressed. Debit. Come on,
Get me
man.
off that screen. Get me off that screen. What the hell,
They
man?
saved the flushes right there.
Yeah, Debbie, you
Maz
were
was
all,
baiting.
Said.
Maz
You
was
were all
baiting me
over
so
that.
hard.
Well,
dude. He was
Oh,
baiting,
what a
but dude,
pass
you were all over the bottom of
there
the
from
screen
Gojo
there
to
as well.
Alan
So
he had a solo goal.
Still
for Prem on
disagreeing
game
to this
5,
day,
but
apparently,
this time we have a
but-
team goal. ECRC take the initiative.
Shout out Howie
Man,
Moon in this game
set
7,
up
by
by
the way. This was
Gojo,
quite the turnaround.
finishing
Definitely a
off
solid
the
player overall,
rotation
but I
with
think
the
this was the
bump
step-up moment.
on the Doughboy himself, clearing the path here for
yeah, and
Howie
KJ
Moon.
coming in last game.
Incredible
Man,
start
that's gonna be a
here
hard
for
task.
ECRC.
You know, you
Oh
haven't played
my
the first
gosh,
6
pace
games.
the
You just come
corner,
in, I
and
believe,
just like
or at least I
that,
don't
it's
think you
2.
played the first 6 games. I could be wrong, but
Great kickoff shot right there from
yeah,
the
tough
Howling
spot,
Moon.
and yeah,
Angling
ECRC
this
took
car
full
perfectly
advantage.
to direct the ball to the far post. Donkey getting caught off guard right there. Couldn't react properly. And ECRC getting 2-goal
Who do we
advantage.
have?
There's still time for the locals to come back.
No, we don't. I was wondering if we were going to get that last goal, just a little bit of a reaction. But no, not this time. The locals did not end up getting 1 goal back, but not enough to, make a difference here in this game. Game 7 still went the way of ECRC. They take it over here. Unfortunate that was. Yeah, we're speaking in Yoda right now. Caesar, that's all he is doing in Twitch chat right now. I don't know if you look back at his messages, but
No, I mean, listen, Palace is on his Jamaican arc, Caesar's on his Star Wars arc, so good to see. You know, as both big Star Wars fans, it's been fun to see Caesar watch through Star Wars for the first time. So
you get to talk about it all at Raleigh later on.
true.
But yeah, that was essentially this last week in SGL. So even for the only 2 matchups that we had on the stream over here, honestly, a lot of content. The Cup still continues to deliver, and it will only continue, in a couple weeks once we get past league play over here, which we got to go dive back into, because we are back with both the Premier and the Championship, both looking contentious, especially whenever we dive into the Championship first. Yeah, all those results to your left, those happened. Those are in. We already talked about those, did power rankings. But, this is literally the battle of placings at this point. 3 is playing 4, 1 is playing 2, 5 is playing 6. So now we're just battling out for pride right now, and for that middle matchup, we alluded to earlier and said about it. That is basically going to maybe not decide, but the way these 2 teams have played as of recently, it seems like this is going to decide the league, seemingly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just reminiscent of some of those late fixtures in the Premiership or whatever league you follow, where it's like when the 1 and the 2 team play there with a few weeks left. I mean, it's basically the championship match. So yeah, I mean, you guys debit versus BNG. I mean, that's going to be the championship match essentially. So really looking forward to that one. And yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts kind of going into that series. Kind of what's the Steel Army kind of camp looking like going into that such an important series.
After we hadn't played them since week 1, we knew they were going to be very different. Watching them continue to do what they did. We almost saw them get swept by EC Defiance, which would have been honestly really impressive to see from EC Defiance standpoint. But it's just been really fun watching our 2 teams go like neck and neck at this point. even though we did lose in a game 5 against Ian Big Dogs. So, you know, like having it come down to be this series in a rematch, I think that's just good script writing at the end of the day. I mean, you kind of hope that would happen maybe in week 10, but you know, this still leaves like a little bit of mystery to it. These two teams did end up playing in the cup, and it was pretty one-sided with BNG over there at that time frame. It was just the brothers out there, no fourth, but with I think full strength lineups on both of these sides here. As you can see for this upcoming Thursday, I think this is probably going to be the best looks at both teams that we will see all season to this point. So, watching this for Steel Army, it's just go out and get the job done. And for Black and Gold Old Timers, it's the exact same thing. Just get the job done, and you should be fine. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it at this point.
Yeah, and I think we talked a little bit about the Los Verdes ECD series earlier in the stream. I mean, again, super important series for the sole reason that you want to be the next best team, right? So that series is gonna really put a stamp tonight on who really is that second best or the third best team, excuse me, in the league. So looking forward to seeing if ECD can get their get back or if Los Verdes really put the foot down here and show the world that they are really the third best team. And of course, Palace, on interview on stream saying they are going to beat Steel Army too. So yeah, I mean they've got a lot
Everybody's
of
helmet for us right now, man.
yeah, I mean you guys have a lot of fans, and so yeah.
Yeah, no, this should be a really fun series that we're about to see. I know for ECD, it's a team that I've really enjoyed watching this season. One that I was pleasantly surprised to see the amount of leveling up they continue to do. This season was like one of those like breakout seasons for them that we like split up the league. You could see like they're having a lot more even series with teams like Steel Army, Los Verdes, beating teams like Big Dogs, Axe and Rose, nearly swept Black and Gold Old Timers a few weeks ago. Yeah, this team has been really fun to watch. Los Verdes have been all over the place. If you interview them, you will not interview them. They do that themselves. But honestly, there's two fun teams that I really enjoy watching, and the Cup was one way of watching that last week. So it's only just fitting that we get to see it all over again here in league play. So yeah, good assessment of it all. And you only have to wait about like 45 minutes for that. So make sure you do stick around.
Yeah, and if anybody's in chat, going to be here in about 45 minutes and they would like to commentate, just let Maz know. So if you're around, man, you want to commentate, we're still looking for some commentators tonight. So yeah, hop in with Maz or whatnot. So if if you've been afraid to commentate, this could be a good chance, to get your feet wet. But yeah, all in all, looking forward to that series. And yeah, seeing if Los Verdes can kind of back up the talk, you know what I mean? They've been talking. They've been talking debit, they so they're gonna beat you guys, they believe that they're being a little underrated, so
Yeah, let's do it. If they can get the run back against BNG over here, which does have a rep now in here, chat. Christian, good to see you, sir. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Caesar at this point.
this guy's gonna come commentate as fucking Yoda, bro. It's gonna be like you aren't ready for the plumbing, bro. Plumbing, bro.
I'm about to throw the spreadsheets. I'm gonna share my screen.
That's funny.
Nah, it should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
If you lose debit, I mean we might have to get the plumber on the podcast, man. You might have to get him in the podcast, to be honest.
Hey, we've seen that he's around on like a Monday night, so maybe it's possible. I don't know what his work schedule's like. Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to get you guys up on some sort of interview or whatnot after that series. But yeah, that was league play for the championship over here. We do gotta make our way back to the back to the championship. Back to the Premier, where we are moving into match day 10, and we've got, a little bit of that same situation where we got pretty much like the teams where they line up in the standings. That's where we're gonna be like facing off against each other. Rebellion, EC Eternal, one that we've seen in the cup before a few weeks past. The 6v7 matchup, one that's gonna be impressive to see, especially considering EC Eternal have honestly just looked really good these past couple weeks, but so have the Rebellion. So this will be good to see the rematch over here. And for Timber's Army locals, I mean, we mentioned that like their season is pretty much done over here for those two teams, but getting to watch these two teams, especially the way they play throughout the year, I'm interested to see what the subs will do for the locals. And then that last matchup, KC Cauldron, ECRC. Yeah, it's grind time in the Premier. It's time to figure out who's number one while you guys are sitting out for a week.
Yeah, I mean that's the game of the week, the one on the bottom. I mean, it just has to be that. I mean, if KC can win this game, I mean the title's all but theirs. I mean, they have to essentially just win one game or something against EM and they're through, depending on how things go. So, and then for ECRC, man, if they win this game, I mean, it is completely wide open. So, obviously cheering for ECRC here. We want to from the EM point of view, but from the KC point of view, man, I mean, this is really it for them too. I think if I remember how the numbers are numbering, I mean, this could be the title clincher, if not certainly, it gives them such a good spot to be in.
I say honestly, and then looking at that, at what they've got going for them, this season, I think even just looking back at the schedule over here, the Cauldron are up to, they still got all that time in hand. So obviously, if you're EM or ECRC, you want either of those to play out in favor for you. But I think the biggest thing is that we need to prove that we rank the Cauldron right in power rankings, because that's more important than anything, right? Instead of putting a Cauldron at number 1 this entire time, you have to prove that they were worthy of that 3 spot. At least I think that's where you put them. Or did you?
I put them 4. Or no,
Still.
I did put them 3. I think I've had them at 4. I forgot where I don't listen. They're Mickey Mouse, bro. I don't know. We'll see. This is the chance for them to go from like Mickey Mouse to like HBO. You know what I mean? So I mean, this is it right here for them.
It's pretty much put up or shut up at this point, because even just looking at the next few weeks, as far as KC Cauldron go, it's not really like a cakewalk. Like, I know they do have matchups against the locals, which in theory should be a win, and they have one against Eternal, but they also have you guys and Timber's Army going, and they still have the cup competitions. So I don't know. This is a really heavy last, like third of the season for KC Cauldron. So they better be ready.
Yeah, they better be ready indeed. And then, I mean, just quick on the other games. Yeah, TA locals could be a sneaky good series. And then just the Rebellion battle of the 5 and 6. I think I put Rebellion, or I put the Rebellion. Excuse me, battle of 6 and 7. Sorry, I think in my power rankings I put the Rebellion 5th. I think above locals. So,
yeah, you did. I was like really surprised by that one.
Yeah, so there are still some big potential for power rankings shifts, given those other 2 games. So be on the lookout for that for sure.
Indeed. We'll all be the rest of these will be scheduled, but we do have one up there right now, Wednesday, June 4th at 10:30 Eastern. That'll be ready for you for Rebellion Eternal. I believe there could be hints about other scheduling right now, but we just need to get some last confirmations in there. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for the Premier side of things as we look forward to this upcoming week here in SGL. But yeah, as far as the rest of this pod goes, I know we only have like a short amount of time before we lose both of us here. But yeah, just to wrap up, it championship's coming down to a halt right now. Definitely keep an eye out for all the matchups coming through, especially that LV and ECD series that is going to be coming to you in just about a half hour over here. So make sure you stick around. And for the premiere, honestly, still got a lot more content to go. So it's sort of just like enjoy the ride until things heat up later on.
Yeah, and listen, I appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, obviously stay around for the game tonight. And again, if you want to hop in commentary, you know, at Mavs in the Discord, get you on there. So, but yeah, that's about all I have for today's podcast or for this week's podcast. And yeah, we finished right on time. I mean, that's pretty good timing.
Yeah, exactly. We know how to do this, right? And yeah, chat,
Pretty
thank
good.
you for keeping us entertained over here. Uh, Rydog giving us all the pointers and tips and all the things we got to talk about. Maz showing off the emotion and all the clips for sure. Christian popping in and making me laugh, especially about our series. And Palace over here. Caesar speaking in Star Wars tones over here. You know, just enjoying you all here in chat tonight. But yeah, thank you all for joining. We will be back real soon for ECD versus Los Verdes. Peace.